it's another bright and sunny one today, but it's ever so cold. It's really, really frosty this morning. Right, I'm off to the school to take the boys down, and also I'm stopping for the nativity for one of the younger years productions today. I'm helping out on the refreshment stand, so I shall see you a bit later. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel So Little Time, and my name is Karen. So I hope you're all doing really well, and thank you very much for joining me for day 8 of Vlogmas. I've just got back from watching the nativity at school for the reception year. So that's the first year of the younger ones at school, and they did really, really well. I've forgotten how small they are at that age and how much they progress on from that sort of age, really. And it was just really lovely to see them. I didn't know any of the children that were in the production because obviously mine are in classes that are a bit older now. It was just really lovely to watch though. So I helped out on the refreshment stand, and I've just got back from a lovely walk back up the hill. It's really beautiful out there again today. Clear blue skies, gorgeous sunshine, still frost everywhere, so it's really crisp and cold out there. But yeah, I love it when it's like that at this time of year. I really hope that it stays like this over Christmas time, because that'd be lovely, wouldn't it, to go out on Christmas Day and walk in this beautiful weather. Oh, just love that. So I've got my advent calendars here to open with you as usual, so I'll crack on with that in just a moment. I'm up to date with all my cleaning, so that's good. I've just got to do some baking this morning. I'm going to be making some lemon bars, which I've got in this recipe book here, and I'll just show you them because they're really good actually. They're a quick and easy make, and my boys really enjoy them. Oh, apart from Harry, he's not overly keen on them. But they don't take too many ingredients, and they just, work up together really easily. And this is what they look like, and they do make quite a few as well. So you can keep them over a couple of days in the fridge. So you've got at least 2 evenings worth of puddings. You can have them with cream, ice cream on their own. And I'll put the ingredients in the description box below for you, just in case you're interested. So that's dusted with ice and sugar on the top. They are quite sweet, but with the lemon, it's got that bite to it, which is quite nice. And if you have it with ice cream, it sort of mellows it out a little bit. But that's a really good recipe. It's in this recipe book, which is just called Chocolate and Baking. So it's really, really nice recipes in there that tend to bake up really quickly, or make up really quickly. Anyway, I'm not too sure if I'm going to get any sewing done today, because I still need to pick up the white thread to continue with my hot water bottle cover. But I'm going to do that today. I'm going to make sure I go down early before I pick the boys up from school and go into the little shop down there. We've got a wool shop in the village, and they just have a stand with all the threads on and things, so I shall pick that up to make sure I can get that finished. It's Beaver's night tonight for the twins, so I might be able to get a little bit of sewing done this evening, because their session is from 6 till 7, so it's not too late. And so by the time I put them into bed, it's probably about 7:30, 7:45, so at least I might be able to do a little bit of sewing then as well. Need to print off my Poppy Treffry Christmas Embroidery Club bits and bobs, so I know what I'm doing with that, because I'd like to crack on with that, because I'm thinking, goodness, we're now a week in to December, and I still have quite a bit that I want to get done before Christmas, and I don't want to be doing things really, really last minute, especially because the boys are going to be finishing next Friday, so that's going to come around really quickly. So I need to use the rest of this week and next week to get as much done as possible. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Simon's requested me to sort out our games drawers. So we play quite a lot of games together as a family, not computer games, just board games and things like that. And we really enjoy playing them as a family together, especially myself and the boys. I really do enjoy a game. So I did share some that we got on a previous Vlogmas that I'd done a couple of years ago. But we've had some new games since then, so I will share with you the games that I've got, just in case you're interested and you like playing games as well. And we are having a new one for Christmas as well for the boys, which I'm really excited about. Yeah, and I just need to sort out basically to see if there are any that they've grown out of, or that we don't really play, or we don't like, and then just make room for new ones. So I can either gift those on to other family members, or gift them to charity or something like that. So I'm going to have a look. There may well be some that that we're not going to be getting rid of. There might not be that many, so yeah, we'll just have to see how we go. So I shall crack on with the advent calendars then, and see what we've got. But yeah, I think that's basically what my day is. So yeah, I'll just take you along as I go, really. I'm not wearing anything me made today either, by the way. I'm wearing my ready-to-wear pair of dungarees that Simon bought me for my birthday earlier this year, and these are the ones that I have copied. So I just absolutely love these. They're so vibrant in colour, and I'm just wearing it with a ready-to-wear black 3/4 length t-shirt, which I think I got from the charity shop actually. Yeah, so I feel very bright and autumnal in this today. Right, so I'm going to open mine then first today. So let's go hunting for day number 8. I'm starting to lose track of days, Oh, well, I didn't have to go too far. It was literally the second one in. So it's a flat one. So let's open it up and see what we've got. Now, this is obviously one that I've bought as well. Oh, yes, I do remember this. I bought a patch, a sew-on patch. I absolutely love this. I think it would look really nice on a pair of dungarees, you know, maybe on the bib or something like that. Yeah, basically, you know, again, looking like an overgrown TV presenter, a children's TV presenter, if you put those on a pair of dungarees. Yeah, I really like that. I'd probably put it on the front pocket or something like that. Yeah, I do like that. So I bought that from Hobbycraft, but it is made by Prym on the back there. So they're quite a popular company, aren't they? Yeah, really like the rainbow one. Nice and bright and colourful. Right, and then we're going to do Prym next. So let's have a look. Which side are we on? Pink or orange? I think we're on orange today. Yeah, right in the corner here. So let's have a look. Ooh. What's these? Oh, right. Not seen these before. So they're little tags or labels, but they're like metal type ones, and they say handmade on them. That's really nice, isn't it? So that would be really nice to put on some type of garment. I'd probably put it on maybe something like dungarees or something that you've made out of a robust fabric. I probably wouldn't put that on like jersey or anything that's too delicate, because obviously it's metal. And one of them is silver, if you can see at the top. And then this one is like a rose, I can't even say it, rose gold colour. I can't say it, rose, goodness me, rose gold, yeah, and a silver one. So they're really nice. Yeah, you could, if you somebody who makes jeans, you could put them on the jeans pocket and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not confident enough to make jeans because I know the fitting would be a nightmare. But yeah, they're really nice, aren't they? So that's something completely different. I've not got anything like that, so that's really nice. Right, beyond the pink door then, let's see what we've got today. Oh, I really am enjoying these advent calendars, I have to say. This is such a treat. Day 8. Right, day 8 then is in a stripy bag, and this is what it's looking like. Having a little feel. No guesses there, I'm not really sure. Let's try and open this then. Oh, I think this is the smelly one. Goodness, didn't realise that at first. Ooh. Orange clove wax hero. So these are some wax melts, and I do actually have a wax burner. Is that what you call it? Yeah, so that is brilliant. The wax burner that I've got is a plug-in one, so it's not done by candle, and it just heats up by, I think it's like a little light bulb on the inside of the one that I've got. I'm just going to open these up because I think they're in different shapes. Let's see if I can open it. Where's the thing? Here we are. Oh, that's a nice Christmassy smell. Yeah, oh, how cute are these? So we've got one that's a little candy cane, and a little Christmas tree. And what's this one? Oh, this is the Father Christmas one, I think. And then the last one we've got here is a present. And that's quite funny actually, because these little shapes, I've got the mould to these. And I usually use my mould to make peppermint chocolates at Christmas time. So that is another thing that I'll be making this month, which I'll share the recipe with you for, because that is, again, another really quick and easy make, and you can make them as a gift for somebody. And they're really nice to have with, like, you know, espresso coffee, and then you have these peppermint chocolates because they're really rich, and they're made with like coconut oil and peppermint essence. Mine's not essence though. I think I use it's like a, I can't think what it's called. It's like an aroma thing, an oil, essential oil, that's it. But it is edible as well, but it's really quite strong. So I use that, yeah, and it's really, really nice. You use really like dark chocolate. I think it's the powder stuff that you use. I can't remember what it's called now, cacao, I think, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to be doing that later this month, and I'll share that with you because I always like to make those. But I've got the mould, and I use mine for chocolates. But yeah, you could make wax melts, couldn't you, out of it? That's a really good idea. So thank you very much. Really happy with that. I'm going to get those in my burner and get the house smelling all nice and Christmassy. Right then, so I'm going to finish my cup of coffee, and then I'm going to probably crack on with the baking. and then I'll go and have a look at our games cupboard or drawers and have a look to see if there's any I can get rid of. I don't really like getting rid of games because I always think as well, like, you know, ones that they have grown out of, I want to keep for when they have children so I can play games with their children. I mean, that's obviously a long, long way off. I mean, seriously, should I be keeping things like that? Well, you know, Simon's mum has. She's still got stuff that they had when they were children, and my mum and dad tend to have given a lot of my things away because I had younger cousins and things like that. So unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of my things left over for my boys to play with. I think a few dolls, but they weren't really interested in those, you know. Yeah, anyway, I shall leave you here and I'll catch up with you later. Right, I'm actually in the middle of baking, but I thought I may as well tell you what I'm doing, just in case I can't fit all of the method in the description box down below for you. So I've put in here in my square tin, I've lined it, and I've just literally rubbed the butter and the self-raising flour together to create breadcrumbs, and then added the granulated sugar in. So that's now going to the oven to bake for 20 minutes. On gas mark 3. I'm not 100% sure what that is in Celsius, but yeah, gas mark 3 on my oven. So that's going to go in for 20 minutes. Right, whilst the base is in the oven then, I've got everything else, all the other ingredients are in my food processor, but like I say, you could use a blender or a stick blender for this in a bowl. So I'm just going to pop my lid on. And I'm going to switch it on until all of basically the ingredients are mixed up together. So as you can see, it's quite a liquidy sort of consistency there. And then once the base is finished in the oven after 20 minutes, then you'll pop this on the top and you'll put it back in the oven for about, I think, another 20 minutes. Yeah, another 20 to 25 minutes until nearly set, but it still needs to be a little bit wobbly in the centre. And then you remove it from the oven and cool in the tin on a wire rack. And then dust with icing sugar and cut into squares once cold, and then you can serve it cold with ice cream or cream or whatever you fancy really, or have it on its own. But yeah, it's a really good recipe, so I'll show you it once it's finished. Guess what's just arrived? It's the Hemline advent calendar. Oh, I'm so excited to be opening this one as well now. So it feels a little bit greedy to open 8 all in one go, or are you shouting at me? Just open it. Yeah, I think I'm going to open 2 now, and then 2 tomorrow, 2 the next day, until I'm up to speed, basically. I think that's the best thing to do. Yeah, I just feel like it's just too much to have 8 all in one go. So I'm going to open this. I think you open these doors here in the middle, so just bear with me. Oh, this is really nicely packaged. I'll show it you in just a second. Okay, so the door's open, and I've managed to do it without, so they go like this, and then it's all packaged like that, look. And all the numbers are inside. Let me just try and bring it a bit closer. Can you see? They're like little boxes. Oh, that's really nice. I like the way that's packaged. That's really quite nifty. Right, I'm going to do days obviously 1 and 2 then now. So let me just find them. So this is number 1. Let's have a look. See if I can save these boxes, because that is actually quite nice to reuse, isn't it? So I'm going to try and keep all these boxes intact. Oh, this is handy. So these are 3 bobbin reels. There we go. And these are metal ones. Now, I don't know if I can use these in my machine. Do you know if I can use these in my standard sewing machine? I've got a Janome machine, and it comes with plastic bobbins, so I don't know if I can use these in mine. However, I do have an old-fashioned Singer. I think it's a 201K, which is a beautiful machine, and that does take metal bobbins, so I'll have to see if these are compatible. But yeah, just let me know if these can be just used in a standard sewing machine as well, you know, a computerised Janome one. Right, let me have a look then for number 2. Okay, so number 2 is along the bottom as well, so I'm going to take that one out. Feels like I'm taking tapes out. Do you know, something like a cassette tape? Oh, some pins, just box standard pins. Okay, I don't really use that type, if I'm honest, because I like them to have a bigger head, so I shall give those on. that's absolutely fine. Yeah, definitely like the bobbins, that's good. So yeah, just let me know about those if you know if I can use them in my normal machine. Otherwise I'll use them for the Singer. Fingers crossed they're compatible. But yeah, the pins I will gift on because I don't use that type. But that's a nice little treat anyway, isn't it? So now I've got 4 advent calendars to open on a day. Gosh, I do feel very, very spoilt. Sorry, something's just caught my eye. It's a squirrel going across the fence. He's probably coming to get the bird food out of the feeder. He's a little devil. He comes over and he hangs upside down on it. Little monkey. Or monkey squirrel. Right, nearly finished my baking, so I'm going to share with you my games now. There he goes, look, little monkey. Can you see him? He's in that tree. He's after the bird feed. Now, there's not actually much bird feed in there because we were running it right down so we could give that a good old clean. But here he comes. He's coming. I think he can see that I'm watching. He's paused. Look, monkey, look at him. Right, so I've just gone through draw number 1 of our games and I've picked out a few that I thought I'd share with you. Draw number 1 is not going to have anything discarded from it. It's all stuff that we use. I've got Monopoly in there, Trivial Pursuit, 80s style cards. Can anybody ever answer those questions? No. And what else have I got in there? Scrabble. There is chessboard, drafts, and also this game, I can't remember what you call it now, the one that is an old-fashioned one that the boys like to play. Battleships, that's it. So Harry likes to play that with Simon. I bought it from the charity shop ages ago. I don't like playing it, but Simon plays it with Harry sometimes. So the ones I picked out, this is a really good 2-player game. So it's only a 2-player game and it's called Patchwork. So obviously for us sewists, this is quite nice. And you've basically got 2 boards to create a patchwork quilt on. And you use buttons to pay for the sort of patchwork sections. And you earn buttons as you go along as well. And then any square that's left uncovered is 2 points deducted off your final score. But it's a really nice 2-player game. It probably takes about, I don't know, 30 minutes to play maximum, if that. The boys like playing it with me. It was really good because obviously it was helping them to count at one point and to add up and things like that. And Harry really enjoys playing this one with me. Simon not so much, but he will play with me if I ask. Yeah, so that's a really good one. So that's called Patchwork. And the pieces are really nice in it as well, actually. I might just quickly show you. So as you can see, these are the sort of quilt sections, all in different shapes and sizes, and you need to interlock them together to cover as much space on your quilt board, which looks like this. And so it is just a 2-player game. So you've got 2 counters, and then this little thing moves along where you place all these around the outside of the board. And then you've got your money in there, which is buttons. Right, so next one is Splendor, and Harry likes playing this one as well, so he's able to play that. He's 9, it does say from age 10 upwards, but me and Simon like playing this one together as well. I think it's a 4-player maximum, yeah, and it takes about 30 minutes. Basically, you've got gems and things that you use to buy cards, and then you gain some what you call these people, noble people here, to gain extra points as well as you go along. I'm not going to go into all the ins and outs of how the games work, but I'm just saying that this is a really good game to play. So really good 2-player one, up to 4 players, but yeah, it's quite a competitive one. Now this one I bought for Simon for Christmas last year, well, for us both to play really, and it's called Hive. And Harry and the boys do like playing this one with me, however they do get quite cross because they aren't as strategic as I am, so they do find it quite difficult to play it and to win, basically. So you get these little counters in hexagon style shapes, and you've got white and you've also got black. So it's a 2-player game, and the insects that are on there move in different ways. So you've got to protect your queen bee, basically, and whoever is the first to surround the opponent's queen bee is the winner. So for instance, the ant can move any way they want. You've got a beetle that can move 1 space at a time, but it can also climb on top of another counter. And then you've got the grasshopper, which can jump. And then you've got a spider, which can move 3 spaces at a time only. And then you've got the queen bee, which can move 1 space at a time as well. And at any point, you're not allowed to break the hive, so it's all got to be connected. So yeah, you've got to be quite strategic with your moves, and you think you can get some add-on packs to this where you can buy basically a few more extra insects which move in different ways. So eventually I might buy those, but I'm more or less play this with the boys at the moment. Just 1 or 2 games, because that's all we can do at the minute with them getting cross, because obviously, like I say, they're not as strategic as the way I play it. Simon finds it a bit boring, so he's not really interested in that one anymore, but I'm keeping it. I like it. Then we've got here the Double 12 Dominoes Mexican Train. That's a really good game to play with quite a number of people. The more people that play, the better. I find that's quite fun. And the boys like playing that one with me as well. And the counters, the actual dominoes itself, they're really nice size. I'll just quickly show you inside. So you get them like this, and they're a nice size sort of domino. Really colourful as well. So if I move across, you'll see some really nice coloured ones there. There's 4 trains, so it is supposed to be for 4 players, but you can add in extra counters, and I've just made like this little gingerbread man out of Fimo clay and use that one so the 5 of us can play together if we like. So that's quite a nice family one, really. This one's a good party game. This one's called Just One, and inside you get a pen each and a little, I don't know what you call this, A-frame kind of thing. And then you get a pen each, and it's got a rubber on top of the pen. And the aim of the game is that you've got one person who is not allowed to look at this card. And then you get different sort of words on the card. And then the person who is not looking at the card says a number of between 1 and 5. And say, for instance, that person says banana. Everybody else needs to write on their board anything but banana. So the person who didn't look at the card has to try and guess what the word is, if that makes sense. So for instance, if we went with banana, you would have, I don't know, peel. You could have monkey. You could have yellow. You know, so everybody who writes on there, it has to be something different. If there are people that come up with the same word meaning banana, then that gets cancelled out. So this one is got, let me see, I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 A-frames in there, I believe. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 A-frames, but you could have as many people playing as you wanted, I suppose. But they've only provided you with 7 A-frames and 7 pens. But that's quite a good party game. And also, you know, children can get involved with that as well. So the boys do quite like playing that, but I just choose the easier sort of words for them. So that's a really good one. Right, so I'm just in the second drawer now, and there are perhaps a couple in here that the boys have outgrown. There's Buckaroo, and there's this really, really lovely game, which is basically for young children, ages 2+, and it's called First Orchard. And basically you have to collect the fruits by rolling a dice, and it tells you which colour fruit to pick, and you put it in a basket, and you've got to beat the raven down the garden path. So it's really nice. It's a kind of cooperative game, as they call it, so everybody wins rather than having one winner and one loser and that kind of thing. So that's quite nice, but it's a really lovely game, and they had that bought them from their auntie, and I don't want to give it away because I kind of want to keep it for when they have children. I don't know if that's doable, so I'm probably like, don't be so silly, just get rid of it. And then the Buckaroo, you know, they have kind of grown out of that a little bit. However, this game they quite like playing. It's called Outfoxed. So that's a really good one. This is also a cooperative game where everybody wins. So you're all trying to beat the fox. And basically you move around the board, collecting clues to try and find out who the thief is. And then the fox moves around the board as well. I can't remember exactly how it works now, but it's a really good game. It's for ages 5+. And I could say you could probably play that even younger, and it takes 20 minutes, and it's up to 4 players, 2 to 4 players. So Outfox is a really good one for children, and I don't mind playing that with them. Right, so next up is Ice Cool. We really like playing this together, actually, me and the boys. Simon not so much. I am more of a game player than he is. But basically the game comes together by these boxes coming out of the game itself, and you peg them together with some fish, and then you each have a colour, so it's up to 4 players on this one, and there's red, yellow, green and blue, and the white pegs piece the boxes together, and then you've got this little penguin, which is basically like a weeble, you know, where it's got the weight in the bottom, and you scoot them around the board to try and collect their own fish, which is pegged above different doors and things like that. It's just a really fun game, but it's not one where you can actually sit and play it. You have to walk around the table where it's on and flick your little player everywhere. There is an ice cool too that we've been trying to get hold of, but it seems to be out of stock everywhere and has been for well over a year. Just can't get it in the UK anymore. If anybody knows where I can get hold of a copy of it, let me know, because we would really like to have that add-on pack, because you can add then more players and add on more rooms. It's just a really fun game. The boys really enjoy it. It keeps them interested the whole way through, you know, so that's really nice. Another one that we like playing as a family, which I really like, is Carcassonne. And again, this one is, I think, up to 4 players, I believe. No, up to 5 players, and it's for age 7+, but my twins are 6 and they can play it absolutely fine. And then last year we also had some add-on packs. So we've got the Inns and Cathedrals add-on pack and the Traders and Builders add-on pack. One is a little bit more complicated than the other to add on, but I really enjoy that. And you basically have some tiles, land tiles, that you place down on your turn, and you're basically creating either a village or a road, and you can put your little people on and claim those and earn points as you go along, and when you complete them, I think that's when you score and stuff like that. It's a really, really good game. I absolutely love that one, and like I say, I can play that with the boys, absolutely no problem. We do have a bit of sore loser stuff going on, you know, as you can imagine, but really they do play that one quite nicely. I do like that, and again, you can play it as a 2-player game, so myself and Simon do play that one quite regularly. Right, so that drawer, I don't know if I'm going to be getting rid of any out of there, because I just don't want to get rid of ones that I'd rather keep, really. So yeah, so I'm going to put those back. So the next game I'm going to show you is called Quirkle, and this is a really good family game as well. The boys can easily play this. It is for ages 6+, and it's 2 to 4 players. So myself and Simon sometimes play this of an evening, and the boys like to play it as well. And basically you get 6 tiles, and they have all got different shapes and colours. So you basically need to make a row of either one colour with 5 different shapes, or different colours with the same shape, and you're just competing against each other to lay your tiles to accumulate as many points as possible. And every time you sort of get you are the person that gets the 6th tile down, then you get a Quirkle, which is 12 points. So you get quite a number of points added onto your score, and at the end, the person that lays the last tile, you get an extra 6 points added on to your score as well then. But it's a really nice game, that one, Quirkle. It comes in this size, but you can also get it in travel size as well, so we'll be keeping that one. And then we got this one for the twins. It's called Race to the Treasure board game. I don't find this very interesting. This would be one that I wouldn't mind giving away. I think I actually asked my friend to buy it for them for Christmas. It did have good ratings online, but I do find it quite boring, and it's basically you need to place tiles down, which creates a path where you have to get these keys to unlock the treasure, and then an ogre sometimes comes up and goes down here, and if he beats you to the treasure, then obviously you've lost. So it is kind of a cooperative game as well, where you're all racing to beat the ogre. The boys do still like it, so I probably will still keep that, but it is one that I will definitely hand on once they are done with it. They've got this game, which I'm quite happy to give away as well. It's called Guess What Charades. I think my mum bought them for them. And it's one of those ones where you put a strap on your head and put the card in, and you have to kind of, I don't know, say clues about, and so they can guess what they are. I think I've just really have never been a charades kind of person, so I don't like playing that with them. I say they have to play on their own together with that one. So it's one that maybe we'll get rid of if possible, because sometimes if they get it out and say, can you play this with me? I'm just like, no, I'm not playing that game with you. I don't like it. I don't want to play it. And we've got their usual Snakes and Ladders board with Ludo on the back as well. We do play that quite regularly, so we'll definitely be keeping that one. And then lastly, I will share with you this game which we had last year, which is called Ticket to Ride. We did borrow this off my sister-in-law for quite a while during lockdown, and she bought this as a family for us for Christmas last year because we absolutely love playing this. The twins can't really play it. It is a little bit old for them, but Harry is more than adequate with it, and myself and Simon play on an evening together, and myself, Simon and Harry play together as well. I have had the twins play it with me, but I've had to kind of do it for them, if that makes sense, so it is quite difficult. I think they just like the idea of using the trains to go along this map. So this one's Europe. You can get different countries and stuff as well, so I think you can get USA one and others. So this one's Europe. Yeah, and it's a really good game actually. Once you've read the instructions and got the gist of what you have to do, it is actually really a simple game. But when we first started playing it, myself and Simon, we were like, oh my goodness, couldn't get the gist of it. But once we'd done it, played it once, it was absolutely fine. Yeah, I think sometimes the instructions can be a little bit overwhelming, can't they? But that's a really good game. So you basically got some destination tickets, which obviously you're trying to get your trains to do that route, and you have to finish the route to earn the points, otherwise you lose the points if you don't finish the route. You get one long route each, and that's always best to finish first, and then you've got some other shorter routes, and you have train cards to get the adequate colours to be able to go along the routes. As you can see, they've all got sort of different colours along the routes and stuff like that. So to enable you to lay your trains, say, along this section here, which has got 4 pink tracks, you need to get 4 cards, pink cards, to lay your trains across there, and then you move your score around the board, your counter around the board rather, to score the points as you go along. So yeah, it's quite a good game actually, and if you've got somebody else coming across the same train line as you or taking the way you want to go, it does cause a bit of havoc, and the more players that are playing, the more that is likely to happen. So yeah, that's a really, really good one. I highly recommend this game, Ticket to Ride. The game that we're getting for Christmas for the boys, my aunt is buying for them. I'll put it across the bottom of the screen because I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically got this panda in it, and I don't know the instructions yet. I've watched a sort of clip on YouTube as how to play it and that kind of stuff, and it's highly recommended. So I'm really excited to get that game. It looks really fun to play, and I like all the components to it as well. So I think sometimes that's really nice. But yes, that's the games that I've got to share with you. They've also got Guess Who, which we will keep because they do, excuse me, really like that. But yeah, I do love a game. And myself and Simon play card games, and the boys even play Patience on the Floor as well, or solitaire. Yeah, so we do like games. So I just thought I'd share them with you because I thought you may be interested if you like playing them as well. So those are my recommendations. Right, here it is all finished there. So it's still quite soft in the middle. I won't touch it because I don't want to, but it was a little bit wobbly in the middle. So now I just need to dust that with some icing sugar, and then leave it to cool completely, and then cut it into squares, and it's a really, really nice dessert. Right, I think that's all for today then, so I'm going to leave it here. I think tonight I may do a little bit of sewing when I get back from picking the boys up from Beavers, or I might sit and play a game with Simon, or, you know, watch a film or something, because we like to do that as well on an evening, just to sort of have a bit of a chill out, especially as some nights are very, very busy with the boys and stuff. So we'll just see how it goes. I won't be able to film myself doing any sewing this evening. It's just way too dark in here, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I just need to make sure I pick up that thread so I can finish that hot water bottle cover, and then I'll sort of make a list of all the things that I need to do for the rest of this month and put them in priority order so I can get them done and dusted. But thank you ever so much for watching today, and I shall see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.